Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Boom Bap Chat number 109. We have two incredible guests tonight. They made one of my favorite albums of the year, and we're going to talk about the album and much more. So please join me in giving a nice, warm welcome to the Boom Bap Chat to DK and Ghettosocks. Yeah. Woo! So yeah, there we go. As always, we have the co-host Iomas Marad, who is traveling. I don't know if he's on a train, a bus. I don't know, horse and carriage. Where are you, Iomas? Where are you traveling from and to, man?
I'm on a train. I'm coming from Toronto, Scarborough campus, and now I'm headed home, man. After a long day, excited for the conversation today.
Right on.
And the
Well,
guests.
thanks for jumping in, even
Man,
while you're
train.
traveling. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, appreciate it, bro.
Speaking of Canada, we got two other Canadian guests tonight. Ghettosocks, man. How are you this evening?
I'm good.
And-
Just warming up.
Right on. And where in Canada are you?
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Halifax. Right
presently.
on, man.
Yeah.
Right on. Welcome,
Yeah.
man.
Shout out Africville.
Yeah. And welcoming back is DK. We've had DK on a few times. DK, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good.
Good, man. Good. And it was once told in a very wise introduction interview that I saw of you guys that you both like to eat. Is this still the case? Are you both still eaters?
All day. Every day.
Every day.
Yeah,
You eat every day. All right.
Going up a cup size, boys.
You
know?
I love it. Well, listen, tonight I really want to celebrate the new album that you all crafted. It's called Listen to the Masters. I want to get into the reason behind the name, how the album came together, kind of go song by song, get your reflections on each song. I think it's a brilliant album. It's one of my favorites of the year, so I can't wait to jump in. But this isn't the first time you worked together. You did some stuff a few years ago, and one of the songs that probably the first song that I think I heard from you, DK, was Coltrane's of the Movement, which I just think is a fabulous song. And so I wanted to start there and just ask, how did that song come about and who had the vision behind that idea of Coltrane's of the Movement? And either of you can jump in on that one.
I think that was DK's idea. Kind of, he wanted to do like a jazzy sort of. I don't know. He was really into making jazzy beats, as you can tell by the record, and I think Coltrane's of the Movement. I think he's probably going to explain what the real. This is me guessing at this point, but yeah, he's big into the jazz records and sort of revisiting concepts, jazz standards and that sort of thing. So that was the impetus, I think, for Coltrane's of the Movement.
Or
close
DK?
or what?
Yeah, I think I just came up with like a jazzy piano riff, and then I ended up getting a saxophone bass player. Like, basically, program the drums after the fact. So it kind of sounded like a small band, and then after that, we had worked on Reflections just before that, and I think you were managing Aquaculture at the time.
Yeah.
Both of us in touch, who did the first verse, and then you linked me and Timbuktu as well, who I thought would be a good fit on the song. And because like the way the verses were written, they're not all, it's like a bit uneven, so I end up finding like a clip just about like the structure and how they're just rapping, so
it caught my ears and my eyes too, because I like John Coltrane, I like jazz, and so just that name alone was catchy. And that song, if you have not heard it, it's off the album Soul Expressions, which is like kind of like a producer album from DK, and came out a few years ago. Really dope album. So I suggest you go on the internet and find it if you have not heard it before. Go to the Bandcamp, buy it, support the guy. It's really good. So then Reflections was another song that you all did. Is the Reflections that you did back then the same Reflections that's on this new album, or is it a different version?
So the one that's on Listen to the Masters is actually the original.
Oh, that's the original.
That's the original version. So on my project, Soul Expressions, I basically just everything else is the same. And we actually we shot it before the pandemic for Reflections, just as kind of promo, and then Chad Reflections and Coltrane's of the movement. And we liked the track, and we were doing or working on, so we kept it for this project.
Right on, right on. So Listen to the Masters is the new album, and did it come about from Reflections and from Co-Trains of the Movement, from you guys working together in those songs, and you just thought, hey, let's just do a full project together? What was the thought process from initial working together to the creation of this album?
Yeah, basically, I guess that was the idea. Because I helped DK with like the Soul Expressions, like the look and feel of that record too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with like the packaging and whatnot, and kind of like, you know, tip of the cap to, you know, Blue Note Records, and you know, the sort of classic jazz design and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So then it was just like, yeah, he wanted to do more joints, and you know, he linked up with Uncle Fester, you know, out here too. Shout outs to Fester, and you know, we were able to get with other MCs and whatnot. But I mean, DK's always been good at reaching out and building with other cats like Justo,
Mm-hmm.
out in New York. You know what I mean? And like, I mean, tons of other cats too. Like it's funny. Like, what was when you up for like one of your dudes? Wasn't he up at the BET Awards there for a joint that you produced? Or was he?
Yeah, that was random. Yeah, it was like on PE. It was cool.
Wait, one of your beats was used on BET?
It was used on BET. Yeah.
Oh, nice. What?
You got some? What was the name of that artist? What was his spin? What's the name of the song?
Okay, so the artist was Cam James, and he was on Soul
Cam James, yeah.
Expressions. Track called Rolling featured Justo the MC. So basically, we did a trade.
Nice.
He gave me, and then I just gave him the beat, and he like really promoted the record, and it got landed on. I can't remember what the program was, but some summer program. The track is called Zone.
Dope. Zone. I like it. So Masters, Listen to the Masters. The first joint on there is Reflections. And I feel like that is a really good introduction to the album. Kind of sets the mood a little bit. And it rolls into what I think are it's 9 total songs. 8 songs that are just super dope. Each one of them. What It Seems is the next joint, which has one of my favorite MCs, Sky Zoo, on there, and Rome Streets, who's been doing a lot of great stuff lately. What It Seems. How did you all get Sky Zoo and Rome Streets, and what was the thought process of having those two MCs specifically together on that song?
I'll let Socks feel this one from his experience with working with Sky Zoo.
Yeah, like I'd worked with Sky on a couple other records before. My dude Chan Hayes produced this record called Here a few years ago, and had like all types of heavy hitters like legends on there. You had Pharoah Monch,
oh wow,
you know what I mean? Eric Sermon,
wow,
like Homeboy Sandman. There's a song with Conway and Ill Bill on there too. Like it's insanity. So, anyways, through that experience, I think I might have actually linked up with Sky on like a track beforehand. I can't really remember, but yeah, that was kind of like the impetus of that. You know, thinking about that. You know, that vibe. You know, who would complement the song, like lyrically, like content wise. You know, and who would fit it, you know, aesthetically with the beat and whatnot. And around the same time, I think that DK was communicating with Rome, and he had like sent Rome a pack of beats, and Rome was like, just one day was like, "Yo, I'm using this beat," and then DK's like, "Cool," And he's like, just let me know, I got you if you need something. And so then not long after Rome used one of DK's beats, DK was like, yo, you want to drop something on this? And right away he fired back and just sent it in. So that was like, yeah, so that's kind of how that came to be. And yeah, just like, you know, kind of like chain letter type thing, you know?
Pretty organic,
Yeah, it was.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the sound of that song comes off really well because it's like, to me at least, Sky Zoo has like that smooth delivery. Rome Streets has a much more raw, rugged type of presence on the mic, and then I feel like you Ghettosocks is like you're kind of in the middle of those two sonically, so it just comes off really well. Feels good, and nothing's not.
That's an astute observation.
Yeah.
Because I felt the same way about it too.
Yeah, because you know sometimes you have an MC that's like way out there, like really like super unique to where it's like, I don't know what to do with this song, you know. But this one, everyone was unique, but in a way that complemented each other. So I thought that was dope. So then we get into the masters. When I saw the track list for this album, I think this was probably the song I was most excited about because I wasn't expecting CL Smooth and Elder Sensei on the album or together on the same track. I love these two MCs. But starting with the title, Listen to the Masters. I know that's the title of the album. What's the kind of the meaning behind the title, Listen to the Masters?
It's kind of like a triple entendre thing, you know, where it's like, you know, you listen to the masters of the record before you send it off to get pressed, like you press up the masters, you know, and then it's also like listening to those who came before and have mastered the craft, you know, sort of acknowledging the legends.
Yeah.
And then, and then I forget what the third one is. Maybe it was a double entendre. Maybe we'll.
The third one was a track. The mass was it?
The Masters. Yeah.
The track.
Oh, and then the other one was like listen to the Masters, the song. You know. So yeah. So it's like So it's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah. No, it's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it is.
So same question here. I'm very interested to know how CL Smooth and Elder Sensei.
Oh wait, no, the third one was also. Sorry, the third one was also. It was what was it that the record? It was like a
Jazz Masters.
Yeah, it's like Ahmad Jamal or some shit. Jazz.
We took
listen to them.
Yeah, we took inspiration from like a talk that said.
Yeah.
I think it's a Jazz Masters or something.
Yeah,
so
something. Some other flip. It was some other flip too.
Yeah.
You were saying. Anyways, go back.
I love that. I love sampling in all forms, like not just like musically, but like with titles and artwork and stuff. I think I was just asking the same question about this song. Like, how did CL Smooth and Elder Sensei come about on this track?
Like, I knew Elder Sensei for a while now, like since I don't know, late 2000s. We met. I don't remember how. I think we met through the Returners, like some Polish production duo, like DJ Fiao and Little. They introduced me to L. Obviously, like I was a huge fan of L coming up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the Artifacts, like huge influence for me personally. So yeah, I've done like multiple songs and tours with Elder Sensei, and like he stayed at my place, and you know we've gone and got he shadows Elder Sensei, you know what I mean? He's just like one of the most humble, down to earth dudes. Like when he's staying at my crib, we went and got groceries. You know, he's like, L's cooking tonight. You know, he's like throwing, pushing the cart, throwing stuff in the cart. It's like, I'm just you don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like that's sort of vibe. So L's always like, anytime I'm working on a project at this point, I always like to think of L because, just like an incredible talent, incredible human, you know what I'm saying? And so it was just like, I think like DK had the idea for the joint, and he was like, I want to, I pitched it to CL Smooth, and I was like, oh, damn, that's pretty crazy. Yeah. And he really like quarterbacked this track, and then I think him and DK and Fester, Uncle Fester, they put together some scratches, like little chorus, like this is for the green jacket, and it was referring to the Masters, like the golf tournament, the Masters also, right? So
yeah.
and so then he sent that along to CL, and it was a CL cut, right? One of his vocals that was getting cut, and so that was, I think, part of the reason why he got really hyped on the track. Like he saw it kind of like it was like not, it was a developed sketch sort of thing. So then once CL was involved, then I was just like, he was like, who else could we get? And I just thought that L would complement CL on there. You know what I mean? Like vocally,
Yeah.
and just like stylistically, just like, I don't know, interesting styles combining, and they're both legends in my mind. So.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
In mine
Yeah.
too. And I think it's similar to Sky Zoo and Rome Streets. I mean, CL
Yeah.
Smooth obviously has that smooth delivery. And
Yeah.
Elder Sensei just has his voice is, I think, one of the most unique voices
Yeah.
in hip hop, you know.
Yeah. And
so
him and Sadat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Which is crazy that they got the XL duo.
I know.
Which is just
I
like,
know.
what do you want, the chainsaw or the buzzsaw? Like both of their
Right.
voices both just like cut through, you know.
Right.
What I mean? So,
yeah.
so,
It was
yeah.
we had Elder Sensei on the program not too long ago, and we asked him about Pete Rock, about if he had ever done a song with Pete Rock, and he hadn't, but he wants to. So that was fun to make that connection after he just did a song with CL Smooth. So hopefully there's a Pete Rock Elder Sensei in the making at some point. We're crossing our fingers for that. That would be dope. Yo, if you're just tuning in, this is the Boom Bap Chat. We have Ghettosocks and DK on with us. Want to send a shout out real quick to our guy Profound, who's usually on as a co-host. He is coaching his son's football team tonight, so shout out to him. Thanks for that good work that you're doing with those young people. And shout out to Iomas Marad. If you're watching, you saw him on here for a minute, but he's traveling. He had to jump off. So shout out to Iomas Marad. And also shout out to Everybody's Records here in Cincinnati, Ohio. If you're in the city, come visit Everybody's Records. They got a great selection of vinyl, CDs, tapes, books, all kinds of great stuff. So make sure you check them out. We are talking about the new album from DK and Ghettosocks called Listen to the Masters. I've said it many times. I'll keep saying it. It's one of the best albums this year. It's a really, really great album. And track number 4, I love the sequence of CL Smooth and Elder Sensei feature into the features on track 4. Phoenix, is it Pagliacci?
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. And is that Lavender?
That's right. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So I was new to both of these MCs, and I just love both of their verses. I thought both of them just excelled in those verses. Can you talk a little bit about those MCs for those of us that, you know, don't know them or were just introduced to this track?
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix is just one of the most insane artists that I know. Just vocally, creatively, just is a monster. She was in a group called the Sorority out here with Havaya Mighty and Lex Leosis and and like is in another group. I'm sure Iomas or whatever, the boy knows more of the specs than I do. But she's a legend out in Toronto and beyond. There's another configuration, another group, TWRPP, I believe. I'm not sure what it stands for, but there's another sort of group she's in. Anyway, she's incredible, a talent, and you know, we got together a long time ago and did a few joints. She was on my record FYPT, one of my previous solo records.
Nice.
And she's incredible. And Lavender is just like a young gun out of like Charlottetown, PEI, and she's been rapping for a while, but she's quite young and just like a killer talent also.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
they both sound like they've been rapping for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, they just sound real professional on there.
Yeah.
Top tier.
No. Phoenix is no stranger. You know what I mean? It's no stranger to the mic. Lavender is an old soul for sure.
Yeah.
Like she's young, but just has an amazing like capacity for I don't know, just her delivery and her content. Like it's just out of control.
Can you share a little bit about the content of that song and what that song is about for you?
Yeah, like yeah, definitely. I mean, sort of the way that the process of the song came to be was, DK sent me like some. I was going through packs of beats or whatever and checking stuff out, and the beat, the instrumental caught my ear because I feel
Yeah.
like sort of the slumpy kind of reggae
Yeah.
sort of like vibe to it.
Yep.
It moved kind of like sort of DJ Premier style beat. And so I like made a note. I made a note of that one to check out or work on. And he had a working title of it, it was called "Be a Man," which I presume is something to do with his sampling process. But that was kind of like the working title that he had sent me for that
Yeah.
joint. And so then when I was working on it, it sort of came to me like this "Be a Man" thing, like that notion of "be a man." And then I was thinking, like, I think I read it wrong or something. Like you glance at a list of 6,000 songs and you just see for a second it's looked like "Be a Mango" to me. And so then I was like, I was like started thinking about like the concept of being a man and then "be a mango," and then like what is a mango, like it's tough and but sweet, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
how that concept kind of tied back into the "be a man" thing, right? And so then I just also, a long time ago, my homegirl Santiago out in Portland, Maine, um, like she used to rap with like Alias and all those anti-con guys, or some of them at least.
Yeah.
She was on the Endemic roster. I don't know if you ever heard of Endemic.
Mm-hmm.
Shout
Yep.
out to Scott DeRoss, and Bluebird and So and all those guys. Anyways, she told me, like way like back in like 2007 or whatever. She's like, yo, your music's cool and whatnot, but like, it would be cool if you had like more female presence on your records, dude. Like,
Mm.
what are you doing? And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, yo, that was an oversight that I had made a long time ago.
Yeah.
And when I did Free Pretty Things or FYPT, I like made more of an effort on the follow up record after Treat of the Day. I wanted to make sure that I had like more representation across the board, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, so that was kind of the thing. And then like with everything that's happening, I mean, it's like all these things, these issues have been going on for quite some time. I mean,
Right.
regarding like gender and sexism and what have you. And it's just like it just I guess it's like what matters to you as an
Yeah.
artist. You know what I mean? So I felt like something that would be relevant. It matters, and that's why that's why it was propelled in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the beat. The beat definitely caught my ears instantly. And then content wise, I think this is my favorite song. Like the concept.
Word.
You just don't hear a lot of hip hop addressing these, these
Yeah.
issues such as gender. And so I loved hearing, some MCs talk about it in just a really skillful way. So
Yeah.
dope song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, I
Thank
also
you.
want to say like it's not like I know how it can be difficult to sort of like straddle issues as like an outsider or like as
Yeah.
somebody that's and that's why I really sh- like I think it's important to share the light with people, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and not I don't know, it can be easily misinterpreted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
like like your boy Macklemore there when he did that Same Love track. I think that like it's cool that she kind of like did that, but it didn't hit right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to really put a lot of thought into it before
Yeah.
you go that way. But anyways, I'm glad
Yeah.
it resonated with you. That's what's up.
Yeah, it definitely did. I'd be interested to know how it resonates with others. So if you're out
Yeah,
there and if you heard the track, Be a Mango, or if you haven't heard it, go listen to it
yeah,
and let us
yeah,
know, how it
yeah.
hits you, what you think about it. From that, we go into All In featuring OC and Mocha Only. Now, this beat, this is by far, well, maybe not by far, but this is, I think, my favorite beat on the album. Uh, and it's a little different, DK. Like I feel like this beat, like I don't know if it's the drums or the bass line or what. It really feels like a Mocha Only vibe. Like when I listen to Mocha Only, like he's got a certain sound. This sounds like that. were you thinking of Mocha only when you made this beat, or did you think of him afterwards? Like, what was the thought process behind this beat versus some of the other beats?
Yeah, well, we actually both made the beat and
That makes
Mocha.
sense.
Yeah, his production talent. So I just felt like it was necessary to incorporate him somehow in there.
Yeah.
Chopped the sample basically, and he had drums and bass, and then I had a few like the flute, and yeah, that was basically it. But it sounds like pretty cohesive, but different enough at the same time. So I'm glad it resonated with people.
Yeah, they did the real back and forth on the track.
That's
like DK chopped it, like you said, and then kicked it over to Mocha, and then Mocha added his stink onto it. You know what I mean, which is undeniable. And then DK come back and add more layers over it. And yeah, it's definitely like it's undeniably got Mocha's vibe on there. So shout outs to Mocha also. That's the big homie.
I love his vibe, man. He's got oh man, his music has such a feel to it.
Yeah, he's a legend, man.
And speaking of legends, OC, who I think is one of the illest MCs ever, OC is on this joint. I didn't see that coming with Mocha only. So what was that like working with OC and getting him on that track?
DK is the mastermind, dude. Like he like we start working on a track or whatever, and then the next thing you know, he's like, oh, by the way, OC is going to be on the song. I'm like, okay, what the fuck, like, oh, by the way, CL Smooth is coming through to do. I'm like, really? Okay, so yeah, that's that's all on him. OC.
Yeah, no, well, we had been chatting for a little while, so to the point.
Could there be
where I could ask him to get on the track? So that was cool.
Could there be a DKOC album in the mix? Is that possible?
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely on the table.
What? Yo, that would be so dope because he sounds so good over like jazzy boom bap production, at least in my ears. That would be so ill.
He is dope, and also like so humble for somebody who's done like so much.
Yeah.
Just by talking to him, you wouldn't realize he had like, like undeniable classic under his belt.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. So listening to this album, listen to the masters, for me at least, up to this point, my feeling is each song is super dope so far, and each one is a little bit better than the last one. Because I like all 5 of the first songs, but I like them progressively more and more. And so I think you understood what you had here because you put a skit. So you give people time to breathe a little bit and just take a break from all the dopeness. And the skit, who is Janice in this skit? I love that you named her. I don't know why I love that you named her Janice.
Oh, you mean like the person who did the persona in general?
Chudy called Maya Janice in the skit.
Chudy called that
was just Chudy. That's our homie's Chudy Harris, who is the like frustrated like A&R kind of guy. Shout out to Chudy. He just him and Maya Kiltron. Maya Kiltron's out in Toronto. I believe she's in Toronto, right? I think. Yeah, she's a talent unto herself also. Yeah. And it's the thing that's terrible about this skit is as much as it is like a nice little hilarious skit, like both of those artists are incredible singers.
You know really?
I mean? Yeah, like they could have been just destroying hooks or like having being more like we just squandered their talent by having them like
that's funny.
Do some improv acting on the record. You know what I mean? So,
but you kind of like you were there, I guess, when I got the because we used to meet at like a neighborhood cafe, and Chudy was there one day, unprompted, like rant about the music industry, and I just thought it was like the funniest thing. Decided to get him to talk about it, and it was funny. It came out pretty well.
Yeah, no, he's a good ranter. He's a very good ranter.
Really, really good.
Now,
his singing is here and his ranting is right there.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now in
Shouts
the
to Chewy.
skit, is someone called Wordsworth?
Mr. Words, his nickname.
Mr. Wordsworth?
Yeah. Wordsworth,
Okay. Yeah, because
I think.
for a minute there, I was like, wait, did they get Wordsworth like the the MC, the dope MC Wordsworth? So no.
Or
No.
Woodsworth. Actually, I think it's Woodsworth.
Wordsworth.
Wordsworth,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Wordsworth.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Excellent. Great skit, funny skit. And then we're just back into the heat, man. We're at Chicken Chop, which has that incredible Busta Rhymes sample in it. Just phenomenal joint. UFO Fev is on there, and I'm not sure how to say the other MC's name.
Tachichi.
Tachichi, yeah.
Tachichi.
Yeah. Any reflections on this song? I know DK. I think this is one of the songs that you said a lot of people were responding to initially. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. It's gotten good response. But I was in New York before the pandemic. I actually met UFO Fev at the show. Yeah, and so I believe, yeah, you did your verse, friend. Tachichi did his. Then we got him to go third. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah. So this album is. Oh, go ahead, Ghettosocks.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, and then like, because like I had that verse kicking around for a minute. We were doing this thing like this like writers group thing, like where we'd meet regularly at a cafe, like a bunch of different MCs, and we would sit and come up with concepts. Like one person would come up with a concept, then somebody else would come up with a beat, and then we'd all like go off in our headphones and write for like an hour. And if somebody finished first, then there'd be like another one going. Like they'd set up another sort of activity, and there'd be like anywhere between like 2 to like 10 of us doing this activity. And so I had a bunch of verses like ready, and for this one, I had a longer verse, but I cut it short at this chicken chop thing where there's like a chicken. It's like a restaurant called Chicken Chop here, where me and DK would go. We go get like fried chicken sandwiches or whatever, because you know how we like to get down. We like to eat constantly. But yeah, so that was kind of like where the bar ended, and then when it came time to like put the song together and like, because basically all of us were just spitting on the track, like we were just no said topic type thing. Again. Word to OC, no said topic on there. And then I was like, okay, chicken. I was like, chicken chop. And then that's when you were the Busta Rhymes sample. I was like, okay, cool. So then I chopped that up. I chopped the chicken. Chickadee chocolate. I chopped it up and I chopped it and dropped it. And I put it in there and and then we got Fester to like add some more little accents, like more DJ stuff.
No, it's a great joint.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it worked really well. And then what I love, man, I just really like this album. What I love at this point is the final 3 songs of the album are just super dope, like kind of laid back, jazzy joints to kind of take us out. And I just feel like the album is like the perfect crescendo of hype. It kind of starts off kind of chilled and it's got a couple like a little bit more hype, and then it kind of ends on a chill note. And it's just a nice ride that you can digest easily because it's not like super long or anything like that. It's just a nice length and just a nice flow to it. So the last 3 songs, the first one is Smooth Regardless with one of my favorites, Justo the MC. DK, I'm glad. I assume that was you bringing back Justo, having worked with him before.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
It was. And their man Ambition is on that track as well.
Yeah. And who can you share a little bit about Ambition? Because I wasn't aware of him as well.
Socks, you want to take this one since you suggest him?
Yeah, no, Ambition's been around Halifax for a while now. I mean, like he's definitely kind of middle school. I don't know, in terms of his lineage now. You know, he used to be like the little bro, the not so little bro. You know what I mean? Not so little bro, and whatever it is. Um, you know, he's just a powerhouse though. Him too. Like he's just nice on the mic, but also he's making beats too, and you know, he's out there with the 404. You know what I mean? Like doing all types of mischievous shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Ambition. He's been doing it for a while, and he's just like a serious lover of the music, and just a super sweet man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Yeah, shouts to Ambition.
shout out to Ambition. So
Yeah, and just so the MC is on there as well, and he just put out an album with Meticulous called 3, which is pretty dope. So make sure y'all go check that out. And DK and Just so the MC just put out an album last year? I want to say
Yeah,
it was
last year.
which
Yeah.
is also a really, really good album. So make sure you check out Ambition and Just so the MC. So then we roll into, I love the title, John McEnroe, track 9 with King Woos, is it?
Yep.
And Timbuktu.
Yep.
Yeah. Any reflections on this song that you'd like to give us some insight on?
no, like I forget how did it? I don't know how this came about.
I think I wanted to cut
You
that
wanted
up.
to do something. You wanted to do something.
I wanted to cut that up.
Oh yeah. You wanted to do. Timbuktu has a song where he has a bar. He's like hammer low. Was it hammer low attitude? John McEnroe. And DK is like he's a little bit Rain Man sometimes. You know, he gets fixated on one bar, and he's just like, and that's quickly to just jump back to Smooth Regardless. That was the reason why Smooth Regardless was the way that Smooth Regardless was, because I had a line. It's like being broke was hard, but I was smooth regardless. He was fixated on this line. He's like, we got to do a song like that, all about that. And I was like, okay, cool. And it's like, no, you got to go back and re-record it, because like I didn't have the acapella. That line was from a song we did years ago. Jay Brew, Jay Busy, and Classified. It was called "Help I've Been Robbed" is the name of that song.
Yeah.
If you want, and
it's actually a Halifax classic.
You can check the video. It's the first music video that I was ever in. If you want to go dig that one up. Yeah, so that's where DK gets fixated on something, and then the next thing you know, we're doing a song all about it. So it's like, okay, well, he's like, so we were just like, okay, attitude, John McEnroe, like, okay, it was like about fucking, you know, like let's make it about, you know, who can't handle their emotions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And questioning things
we expanded
too.
on that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we kind of and then from there we just added like live sound. Complete.
Yeah, you sprinkled in some live sounds throughout the album, didn't you, DK?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did, and it just has a really great feel throughout the album, because if you're like me and love the like sample based boom bap type production, it feels like that. But then there's some live instrumentation that just supports it, and it like nothing is in conflict or anything. It all just works together so smooth. So you did a remarkable job in the beats. So
yeah, and you got to know this guy is like he's also got like he's trying to figure everything out. Like he's got his own like drum packs out there, vocal packs. You know what I mean? Like
you
know, he's a real student of the production. You know what I mean? Like I could see in a few years him, you know, really getting good at different instruments. Or what do you call these things? What do you call these things? The ukulele. He'll be a ukulele.
A saxophone. Flute.
Yeah, saxophone. Yeah. Word to Homer Simpson.
Yeah, that's right. Dope. So the last song on the album is Baggage, and if I'm not mistaken, it is one of 2 songs that doesn't have any features on it.
Right.
And I like how you did that too. You start off the album with no features, and you end the album with no features. And man, such a beautiful song. Like the piano in Baggage. I think it's a piano, maybe it's a horn. I can't remember, but it just has just this nice jazzy kind of, you know, just real laid back feel. A really good ending to an album. Anything you wanted to, any remarks you wanted to make on Baggage?
I just wanted to do something cinematic. You know,
Yeah.
the last joint, Ride Out. Because the music was so cinematic, like you said. You know, like, so evocative. The piano line and the horns that are added in there. This like sexy sax man's in there. So
James,
shouts James.
shouts to James Shaw.
James.
Yeah.
Shows
Right on.
James Shaw. But yeah.
Did he play something on it?
Yeah,
He played the
the
saxophone.
sax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, so it's, ride out. It's music to ride out to type thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is there so again, listen to the Masters by DK and Ghettosocks. If you have not heard it, go find it. It's anywhere you listen to music, you'll find it there. It's also available on their Bandcamp. And is vinyl coming soon?
Vinyl's out already.
Or is it out already?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm behind.
Yeah.
behind
No,
the
it's
times.
cool. It's cool. Yeah, so like if your local record store doesn't have it, tell them to get it Fat Beats, because Fat Beats got records. And then we also have records available in Japan. There's a Japanese version that's available on Jet Set Records in Japan. So there it is.
And if you don't have a record store where you can get it, go to Fat Beats and get it.
Yeah,
that
Fat
way.
Beats, or check out blackbuffalorecords.com or .ca rather directly, or you can find us on Bandcamp too if you search Ghettosocks.
Yeah.
DK, the producer. What's your hand?
DK producer. .bandcamp.com.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say there's many different ways to
Many
get
different
it and
ways.
hear it. Yeah, so please get it.
And I just want to say quickly, sending my condolences out to Pat Stave's family.
Yeah, man.
That was a crazy thing that happened, and I think it just would be unfair to communicate about music, or let alone rap music, let alone be out in Halifax and not shout out Pat Stave. That's all I want to say there. That's all I want to put out there.
Yeah, rest in peace to Pat Stay.
Yeah.
Marcus, who's always tuning in, he shouted out Pat Stay early in the program. So yeah, much love and peace to his family and friends for sure. Before you guys head out, I wanted to show you a few classic albums and invite you to play a little game we like to call One Word, where I'll show you a classic album and you try to capture it using one word or less. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First album is Resurrection by Common Sense.
Ooh. Was it Watermelon?
Oh, yes. I love that song. Watermelon. That's so good. All right, DK. What's that?
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Dope.
There you
go. Going down with the fruit. I love it. All right, here we go. Next one is Hard to Earn by Gangstar.
What is it? BYS? That's not. Am I tripping?
Wait, what was
No,
BYS?
Dwick.
I think that was the.
That was
That might have been the early album.
Dwick.
Yeah, Dwick.
Dwick.
Yeah.
Classic is a good word too. Shout
Classic
out
is
to Marcus.
definitely. There you said classic. DK, what's your word?
Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking.
Hyphenated words. Okay, let's go.
We'll take it. We'll take
Okay,
it.
let's go.
Next one, The Infamous by Mobb Deep.
Extortion. Was that the one? No, that's not the. That's Hell. Was it Hell on Earth?
That's Hell on Earth. Which is brilliant song and album.
Oh yeah. I'm all over the place here.
It's all good.
I
mean, that could describe this album too.
Freaky, freaky, just scary.
Yeah. Great album. What'd you say, DK?
Hectic.
Yeah, right.
Q-U Hectic.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is a little bit different from the rest, but in the lineage. This is Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have much to say on this one, to be honest.
That's
There's
okay.
There's like one song that I thought was cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember anything about it.
I know DK likes this one.
I like the drums from In the Club.
Oh yeah, those were good drums. Those were good drums.
Yeah,
DK,
I'll
what's
say
your word?
influential because I think it like influenced pretty well every producer. Like, you know, I would say.
Yeah, it was a very influential album for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
And he
Here
got
we
me
go.
not knowing how to act.
OC. Oh man. Word Life by OC.
That's that's masterpiece.
Okay. I feel that. Masterpiece. DK?
Just
Legendary.
verses. Legendary. Yeah.
Legendary. Yeah. Hey, man, shout out to OC.
Yeah.
He's one of the illest. Love OC.
What else can you say? It's
What else
just
can you say?
It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, one word. Yeah, incredible. I don't know.
Incredible. Yeah, no, it's good. All right, last one. We're gonna go out on some jazz. I know DK, you like this one. A lot of jazz in your production. This features Take 5 on it, but this is the Dave Brubeck Quartet. Timeout is the name of the album. Take 5 is featured on here. One word. Smooth. I feel that.
Yeah.
Smooth with a V.
Smooth. Yes. Excellent. Man, fellas, I love jazz influenced hip hop with jazzy sounds to it. It's my favorite. And your new album, Listen to the Masters, does that really, really well. Lyrically, the album is very much on point. Ghettosocks knows what he's doing with a microphone, and he and DK invite some really incredible artists, from artists that are legends to artists that you may not have heard before, but are rhyming at the same level as the legends on the album. Everyone comes with their A game on this album. It's Listen to the Masters. Make sure you go out, pick it up, buy the vinyl, buy it on Bandcamp, listen to it, support these guys because it's a really, really good album. Last thing we do, fellas, is shout outs. I'm going to send out some shout outs and then I'll turn it over to you guys and you can do the final shout outs of the night. Sound good?
Sounds
right
good.
on. Got the thumbs up. Cool. Well, definitely want to shout out Iomas Murad and Profound that couldn't be here tonight, but shout out to you guys. Really appreciate all the great work that you all do. Want to shout out everyone that's been picking up our latest book. This is the Native Tongues. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. The Native Tongues Review. If you don't have your copy, you can pick it up at boombapreview.com. But shout out to everyone that's been buying that. And finally, quick shout outs tonight. Shout out to you, DK and Ghettosocks. Thank you both for coming and spending some time and talking about one of my favorite albums of the year. I just really appreciate the album that you put out and for taking some time to chat with me tonight. So thank you both. And with that, I'll turn it over to you, DK.
Yeah, I mean, shout outs to you guys for having us and Fat Beats, Black Buffalo, the artists involved in the project. Yeah, the Nova Scotia hip hop scene.
Nova Scotia, yeah. No doubt.
Yeah,
thank
man.
you, Ghettosocks.
Yeah. Shout outs.
Take us out.
Yeah, no, just want to say shout outs to Fat Beats, obviously, and Black Buffalo for holding us down, and Jet Set Records. Shout outs to Sip Set, the whole crew. You know what I mean? Tachichi, Lavender, Aquaculture, Chevy Price, Sean Warren, Uncle Fester. There's too many. DJ John Deck, my guy out there, John Deck. The Jade Emperor out west, rather. I don't even know. Shout outs to Touch, DJ Cosm, everybody rocking, DJ Hollywood. There's mad other cats that I'm forgetting right now, but if you got a piece, you got a piece. Shout outs to Low Pesci, R.I.P. Pat Stay, R.I.P. Bender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shouts out
All right.
The DJs too for
All the
spinning
DJs.
our music.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to the DJs. All right, fellas, thank you. And on that note, we say peace, 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 peace. We'll be back in 2 weeks, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Boom Bap Chat.